The year so far and plans for the future. Today is, as I'm recording this, July 31st, 2026. And this year is just rolling by pretty quickly. It has been a good year so far. We've released 3 books. JT released Finding Salvation and Defying Salvation, and I released Haunt Season. And I have Battleborn Bride well in hand, and it should easily be ready for my October 31st, 2026 release. So that will be 4 books. I will have my little Spooktober poetry book, which will be 5. And if I get to Restless Spirits book 3, that may also come out this year. So that could be 6 books in 2026. Of course, my plans going forward at this point, with tomorrow being the first day of August, is that I really need to buckle down and get those Spooktober poems done and put together my little book to publish that. That will probably be an Amazon exclusive. I think I'll do it both as an ebook and a little paperback, and that way maybe I could put it on Kindle Select or something. I don't know. Just for the fun of it, because I'm not really planning that as one of my official releases, but I do want to have something that will go along with my Spooktober poems in October. So that will be one of the things I hope to accomplish before the end of the year. JT and I are also working on the prequel to From Tundra to Tiara. And if you follow our podcast, you'll know that he and I are also planning to record an audiobook version of that, of From Tundra to Tiara. I'm also thinking I might attempt to do an audiobook version of Battleborn Bride. I don't know if I could record it quickly enough to release it at the same time I release my ebook and paperback, but that's something else I may kind of work into the schedule going forward. So we will be recording books, we will be writing books, we will be selling books. We have really improved our sales this year. We're not making a ton of money. As a matter of fact, we're not really making much money at all. But JT actually got a text from our local bookstore manager. We dropped off his Sheriff in Nevada series over there because someone had actually bought the second book of the series and they wanted books 1 and 3. I'm not sure if that person picked up those books yet, but we also dropped off his entire Serving Salvation series. So that's the 3-book Serving Salvation trilogy, plus the prequel novellas, Finding Salvation, and the sequel to the prequel, Defying Salvation. And the text he got from our local bookstore owner was that someone had actually bought all 5 of those books at the same time. So JT sold 5 books at once, which is really exciting. Now, what we did is we talked to the bookstore owner, and he recommended that we try bundling the books. So selling the Serving Salvation trilogy, if someone bought all 3 of those books, they would get a discount. Also, if they bought the Finding Salvation and Defying Salvation prequels, they would get a discount on those as well. So it would be 2 separate bundles. But apparently it worked. So that's exciting news. And hopefully that will continue moving forward. We've done a lot of events so far this year, going all the way back to Easter. I think Easter was our first outdoor event of the year. I think it was maybe our first event of the year. It was not something where we made a lot of money, but we had such a good time. We're planning to do it again next year if they hold the event. We're also going forward looking at doing a local school pumpkin patch in October because that would be a lot of fun as well. It would be very similar to what we did for Easter. So that event was a lot of fun. We also did, of course, Reno Public Market again, and we did, the Sierra Arts Book Fest. So that was the 2nd annual Book Fest. That went really well. We were actually at the grand opening of Bub's Bookstore back in June, and that was a great sales day for us. So we've done quite a few events so far this year. JT and I have both done readings at a local retirement community, and he has already done his reading with the Churchill County Library. Mine is scheduled for August, so I have that to look forward to. We don't really have any other events planned for August, and we're currently taking a hiatus from interviewing authors on our podcast. But JT and I are still recording our podcast. We'll probably start doing interviews again in September. We wanted to take a little break because getting those scheduled and actually sitting down to record them is a lot of stress. So doing it just the two of us is a little bit easier, and we're continuing to do that. We are still part of the America's Favorite Couple competition. We just made the top 10 last night, so that's moving forward. The next cutoff is the top 5, so that will be next Thursday, I believe, at 7 p.m., which is, I don't know, the August 6th or 7th. Now, we're currently sitting at 4th place. So it is possible if, like this past week, we stayed at 4th place for the entire week and easily made the top 10. If that continues for the next week, we should easily also make the top 5. Once that happens, things were going to get a little more tricky because to progress beyond the top 5, you either have to be in first place in the group, which automatically guarantees you the next round, or if you are in second place in your group, you can become part of the wild card competition. So after the first, the top round, people are chosen, they will do a wild card round for the second place people in each group, and whoever wins that, I believe, moves on to the final round, and that will be sometime, I think, in later August. And I don't know that we will actually advance to beyond the top 5 because, like I said, if we continue to stay in 4th place for the next week, we're good. And then beyond that, it's going to be a little bit trickier. So we'll be pushing a lot more to see if people will actually vote us up to either first or second place, because it would be fun to continue as far as possible in this competition. And we really are enjoying it. We haven't done a ton of promotion. I did send out the initial press releases. And if we make the top 5, I'm going to do another media blast to our local newspapers and online sites, on social media. I'm going to contact our local news stations to see if they will do a story to try to get us more votes. And we'll continue to try to get some visibility that way as well. Because while we are talking about being America's favorite couple, we're also talking about the fact that we are both retirees who write and sell books full time. So really, that's the ulterior motive behind competing in this, is that we are enjoying ourselves. We are glad that a few people have donated to a couple of worthy causes. If more people would like to donate, that would be awesome. I do understand that many couples really stopped trying to compete in the competition because they misunderstood what was going on with this situation, and they didn't understand that it's mainly a charitable fundraiser for the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank and Oceana. So some people felt that they misunderstood what was happening, and they really didn't want to participate anymore. So they're not trying to promote themselves. But JT and I, like I said, we're having fun, and they are worthy causes. Plus, we are using it as a means to promote other things that we're doing. So we'll push through, see how much further we get. If we make it to next week's elimination, if we make it past next week's elimination, you'll definitely be hearing a lot more about that, because I may do a specific video or a series of videos over that following week to see if I can get us to either first or second place. So we'll see if we actually get knocked out after that point. But it's also possible that something may happen this week where we'll drop down and we won't make it to the top 5. So we'll see if we make it past next Thursday. If so, be aware that I will probably be doing a series of videos that will be promoting us and the charities and trying to see if I can elevate our status. It is funny that when this competition initially started, I was very briefly our profile was in first place. It was very brief. It was just a couple of minutes. We dropped down to 8th place. And then, let's see, we went up to 6th place, then to 4th place. And we've been pretty consistently in 4th place ever since. So it's not like we've made progress or we've lost any momentum. We're pretty consistent across the board. So we'll see what happens from here on out. It's going to be interesting, especially statistically, I don't know if there is any possibility of us actually winning, because I'm sure a lot of people are having friends and family donate, and they may know a lot more people. And each donation, it is $1 a vote with a $10 minimum. So each donation gets the person or the couple quite a few more votes. So, I understand that people are strapped for cash. People may not want to donate to those particular charities. People may feel like this whole thing is a scam, which, some people may believe that. But from what I've heard, a lot of the donation does go to those two charities. There are, of course, administrative fees by the people who are handling the competition. So it's not 100% of the donations go to charity, but it is a decent percentage of that amount. So just full disclosure. And like I said, who knows what's going to happen moving forward. But that's one of the ways I'm actually using to try to promote JT and I to get us a little bit more visibility. I'm hoping the higher we get, or the farther along we get in this competition, the more visibility we might get, so that even if we don't win, which is a very good possibility, at least maybe we will have gotten the word out so that more people will start to recognize us and maybe curious enough to check out the books that we have in our bookstore. So we'll see how that goes. And like I said, I'll keep you posted. If you are here next week, like I said, there may be a week full of just videos about that competition. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also going to be moving forward with more of my Battleborn Bride videos. I'm going to be talking more about the history relating to that book and the how I'm going to be marketing that book. So if you are an independent author or a reader who is curious, I hope you'll follow along with those videos because it will be fun. I'm trying some things on the marketing front that I haven't tried before. So going into August and September, there will be a lot of marketing videos that I will be posting here on a daily basis. And that will help fulfill my daily uploads to YouTube, because I'm also hoping to grow my channel a little bit. I'm currently up to 40 subscribers, which is cool. I kind of gave up on watching videos on how to improve my YouTube visibility because I am who I am and what I am. And at this point in my life, at my age, I feel like I need to have people meet me where I am because if you are someone in a similar age group, you'll know very well that we spend a lot of our lives trying to change ourselves so that we can achieve certain milestones. So we try to fit into someone else's idea of what we should be. And I don't want to do that anymore. I'm just going to continue to be who I am and what I am and post these videos. And if they're not the most popular thing ever, that's fine. But I will say that some of my inspiration for posting on a daily basis is another YouTuber that I followed. He actually posted daily videos for 5 years, and I don't foresee myself doing that. That is quite the accomplishment. And he was very well known, well loved, and unfortunately he passed away last December. So one of the things that he tried to do was encourage people to go out and follow their dreams. If they wanted to do things like YouTube, he really highly encouraged them to do so. And he was very passionate. He was very passionate about helping people to succeed. So I was very inspired by what he did. I did watch his videos for quite some time. I'm not going to name him because I really don't want to go there, but if you are someone who has caught up with my videos, who has been watching my videos for a while, you'll probably be able to figure out who I'm talking about. And he's one of several people that I follow, some of whom I started following after he passed away because they're actually related to him. And I'm trying to continue to support the family, even though he is no longer posting videos. Some of his relatives are. So nobody's trying to replace him because he was a very unique person. And it's just, he was also very inspiring. And he has inspired a lot of people to do something similar to what I'm doing, post more videos, go out and try to achieve their dreams as much as possible, and all of those things. So I think that's something that I hope to also inspire other people to do, because JT and I have, since we started our podcast, really tried to promote the idea that if you feel like writing a book, we really think you should. It's not easy. And if you followed along with my videos, you'll know what a struggle it can be to market the books once you've written and published them. So not saying it's just something that you can do and become an overnight success, but it can be very satisfying and a lot of fun. So my hope is to continue inspiring people, specifically in my age group, 60 plus, who may be retired or retiring soon, to follow some of the dreams that you had when you were younger and see where you go. Because at this point in our lives, many of us don't really care what other people think. So doing what we want to do to fulfill those dreams, have a lot of fun while we're doing them. I just think that's so important, especially in later life. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So if you are new here, and I apologize. I know one of my repetitive words when I talk is so. I think my two biggest repetitive words are so and now. And I really try to not use them very often, but I can tell today I've said more than a few. And since I don't edit these videos much, I'm just going to post this and not worry about it, because like I said, I'm hoping people will meet me where I am now, because I'm tired of trying to meet other people's expectations of me. So, if you're interested, if I don't annoy you too much, I hope you'll follow along because I know I can be annoying. And there are people on YouTube that I have tried to follow that I find annoying. We all have very specific personality traits in ourselves that maybe we see in others that we might find difficult to watch, or there may just be outright personality clashes. And I understand that completely. I know I'm not for everyone. I'm probably not for a lot of people, and that's fine. But I'm still hoping to find my crowd, and we're making strides this year. We have found a few, might say, passionate fans, and we really appreciate interacting with them. We're having a lot of fun talking back and forth with them, both JT and I. So if you want to join our group of little fans or our little community here, I would happily welcome you. I will say that if you are someone who likes to stir up trouble, who is not kind to other people, then you will probably be banned from my channel, because I can't do that. There's so much going on in the world right now that is negative, and so many people are being hurt by policies that are being put into place that I will not condone that kind of thing in my little world. I can't do a lot about the greater world in general, but I'm hoping that in our little communities, we can inspire more kindness with each other. And in that way, we can move forward, and maybe it will expand to other parts of our lives so we can get through these very troubling times. So I try not to discuss politics too much, because I know we're all stressed out about what is happening in the world, no matter what side of the story you're on. So if you are someone, like I said, who is unkind to others, who tries to stir up trouble, you will not be welcome in my community. Otherwise, you are welcome with open arms, and I'm hopeful that we can build a stronger little community that, like I said, may connect with other little communities, and we can help kind of spread kindness throughout the world, because that's really what we need right now. With that thought in mind, I also did start a playlist earlier this year about luck, or what I consider luck, and that is love, understanding, compassion, and kindness. I'm toying with the idea of whether or not I want to continue that as a playlist or start a separate channel specifically for that to see if I can grow that community into something that will maybe spread wider than talking about my books and things. I want to make that more of an inclusive way to support each other. So there is a possibility going into 2027. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still thinking about it, but I might start a second channel that deals specifically with luck, with love, understanding, compassion, and kindness, as a way to hopefully try to do what little I can to encourage kindness to spread. So, but that, like I said, that will probably not be a decision I make until 2027. I may just put my luck playlist on hold until then, because as you can tell if you've been paying attention to this video, I have a lot coming up in the next few months. We are about to start the 8th month of the year. I have posted daily on YouTube. Some days have been shorts, like yesterday. I really was out of sorts, didn't have a lot of motivation or ideas. And it's funny that I posted that little short. It was a little over 30 seconds. It really had no point, and I got over 100 views on it, which is bizarre. It's so funny that I can spend so much time trying to think about what I want to discuss in a longer form video, but some of my shorts really take off. I recently did one when JT and I went out for a hike to Mexican Dam. That one also did really well. I posted that initially to TikTok, and I think I got well over 500 views and something like 40 or 50 likes and several comments, which is actually pretty good engagement for me on TikTok, because I don't normally get that much attention on there. So I will, throughout the course of the rest of this year, be focusing a little bit more on social media engagement, trying to maybe find better ways to encourage people to check out the books that JT and I are writing, and to check out my videos and our podcasts. And if, like I said, we continue to progress in the America's Favorite Couple competition, hopefully that will get us more visibility, and maybe things will build from there. So I do have some high hopes for the rest of the year. Like I said, I really don't know how good our chances are of actually becoming America's Favorite Couple. And I feel bad at even promoting that idea that we are the favorite couple, because there are so many cool couples in this competition. And I posted a comment to our site, their site today, saying that I really wish that we could all be America's Favorite Couple, because I think everybody who has decided to join in this little adventure is worthy of being recognized for their commitment to each other, for the fact that they want to celebrate their love and celebrate the love of others. So in that way, the competition kind of gives me the warm fuzzies. So even though, like I said, some people have dropped out because they don't like the way it is being run, I don't see a lot of downsides to it. I think there are a lot more upsides. There are a lot of positive emotions in me that relate to this. So I will continue as far as I can and see what happens. But that's a lot more blabbering than I meant to do for today. I just wanted to update you on what we've been accomplishing so far this year, and what I plan to accomplish for the rest of the year. JT and I continue to be very busy. We have not really taken an actual vacation this year. The one trip we did take was to Utah, because I was attending an archival conference there. Even though I am retired, I like to keep up to date with what is happening in the archival community. So that was our one trip of the year, and we may take a day or two and just go somewhere once the kids go back to school, which is very soon. So it is possible we may take a little vacation, but for the most part, we're just kind of pushing forward with our Two More Books LLC, publishing more books. I'm going to be really focusing on Battleborn Bride for the next 3 months. I have a lot of high hopes for that. And if you are curious, I hope to soon have the cover to reveal. I did see an initial design today, which In all honesty, kind of made me chuckle because wasn't quite what I was expecting. It looks similar to many of the covers for historical romance right now, but it wasn't quite what I had in mind. So my cover designer followed my instructions very well, and a lot of the elements that I was looking for were there, but there were a couple that made me chuckle. So hopefully, I'll have a finalized version of the cover very soon. I was working on the blurb today. I'm still working on the back matter. I think I have the book club questions pretty much under control. I'm going to be working on questions for students who might be interested in studying that period in Nevada history. I'm putting together a timeline of events from the start of the book to the end of the book, the historic events in specific. And I don't know what else I'm going to be throwing in there, maybe a few sketches here and there. We'll see how it goes. But I feel very positive about it. And if you want to learn more, you can go back to my Fast Drafting My Work in Progress playlist and kind of watch me go through the initial process of writing this book. I will say it is not going to be as long as many historical fiction books, popular historical fiction books, I should say, are. It's probably closer to 50,000 words than anything else, so it's a short novel, but I wanted to keep it pretty light. I wanted to be a good mixture of the history and the fictional elements of the story, and I wanted it to be a way for people to dip their toe into a time period in Nevada history that they might be unfamiliar with, and that hopefully that will inspire them to read more widely about that time period and the people involved in the story. So I do realize it's shorter than many of the popular books in historical fiction. I did that intentionally. And that's one of the best things about self-publishing, independent publishing, is that I can determine how long I want my book to be. I could have padded it, made it longer, but I really wanted it to be an easy read, especially if students, like if someone in high school or college decides they want to read it just to learn a little about the time period, I want it to be something they can get through quickly because I'm sure they're going to be busy with all kinds of other reading based on their whatever educational path they happen to be following. So it is meant to be just a little taste. And if it goes well, I may write more dense versions of the story or similar stories. We'll see how this one goes. This is a test for me. This is my first historical fiction. And I'm so enjoying the process of having written this book and preparing to discuss it with people that I'm thinking I'm going to be writing more historical fiction and maybe some straight history or biographies in the future. I'm also going to be continuing writing my Restless Spirit series. So like I said, book 3 may be out either late this year, early next year, and then there will be 3 more books after that to follow. So I have a lot of writing planned. I have a lot of other things planned, and I do hope that you will follow along to see what I'm up to. I do hope you're having a wonderful day and week so far. I hope July has been kind to you. I hope the weather isn't too hot or too cold where you are, depending on whether you are north or south of the equator. And I hope that you were enjoying life as much as you can, because I am having a great time with mine. So if you'd like to hang around, please subscribe. Share this with people who you think might enjoy my videos. You can check out our books, our website at www.carsonhume.com. Learn more about us there. Our monthly newsletter will be going out tomorrow morning. I've just finished writing that today, so it's just a way for us to keep you up to date on our current events, our upcoming releases, and our various podcast episodes. So it may change. Our format may change if we change anything that we're doing, but for right now, that's pretty much what it is. It's a monthly. I did miss a few months this year because I was so caught up in writing books. So we are getting back into the groove. I sent out July. We're sending out August tomorrow, and then we plan to send it out one monthly going forward, hopefully without any more gaps. So those are ways you can keep in touch with us. You can also find links to our various social media platforms on our website. So if you're interested in following along, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, so many, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, so many different platforms. So if you're interested in following along on one of those, I post fairly regularly. I don't post a ton, and that can be a good way to interact with me. And of course, you're always welcome to interact in my comment section down below. So again, I thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is The Life of a Writer. Take care.